All right, here we are with volume 3 of my 4 Disney trips I took with my family in 2005. This one was in August 2 through 6. This is the year that my husband and I and my youngest daughter all had annual passes. This Kaleidoscope series of albums had this kind of medallion, metal, very pretty enameled design on the front. There were 4 of them, and that's what I used for this whole year. But I ordered the album, the spines, from the new CM, and I just had to kind of guess what color greens would match. This one, of all 4 of them, this is the least matching spine. I don't know that I'll keep this spine. If we come up with another green that's closer to this, I may reorder this. But it looks a little annoying here. I almost wish I would have done a pink. Maybe I'll order pink to be contrasting. But when it's on a shelf, you can't tell. So if you're, curious about what to do with your spines, all you see is this little edge, it's fine. If it's not going to bother you, it's not going to bother you. I actually know somebody that's doing all of their spines in black, regardless of what the colors look like, so that everything looks nice and even on the shelf. Because turns out once you get all this stuff on the end, your family can find the albums they want to look like. I always have known which is which because of the colors. Turns out my family didn't know. So I'm a big fan of those spines. All right, so here we go. August 2 through 6, 2005. Okay, so this is the year that my husband went to Korea. He was assigned to Korea with the Army, and I think that was the year I said, fine, I'll let you go, but Michelle and I are getting Disney annual passes. So I might have had an annual pass for 2 years. This trip was momentous in our lives, had some great occasions, or some great memories from this trip. Back then, Creative Memories did have a Disney theme pack, so I got the logo, came from there, the little Mickey gloves came from there, and I chose to use black pages, and I hope it's okay that I've left the page protectors on. I know that it does make kind of a glare, but it's a big pain to take all those page protectors off just so I can show you the video, and I think it's mostly turning okay. I'm trying to kind of balance over here. There's a little bit of a light glare, so if you see me moving it up and down, it's me trying to get the glare off for you. So do love the black pages for a Disney album. I kind of wish the inside of this was black, just to coordinate, but once we turn this page, it's not going to matter. So magic happens at Walt Disney World, and then here's our awesome picture of us with Belle, Jasmine, Aladdin, Mickey, and Pinocchio, and we're going to get to that story because it was awesome. So, this is it. The beginning of the summer, I'd asked Alex and Katie if they wanted to plan a Disney World trip. They didn't seem very excited, so no trip was planned. But by August, the boredom of summer was unbearable. Combined with a long-awaited deposit from the Army, it was a perfect idea. We decided on really short notice to try out Disney in the heat of summer, August. So this is the trip that my kids told me they didn't like going to Disney because I made them get up too early and they were always exhausted. So I told them, we won't do that. We'll sleep in. We'll have a vacation. So it was really fun. I said, sticking with my quest to stay at every Disney resort, we made reservations at the Coronado Springs. Our room was in the Ranchos section on the 2nd floor. So over here somewhere. A lot of times they will write with a Sharpie and they'll circle where your room is going to be. And I would often say, can I have another blank one to put in my scrapbook? And I almost wish I hadn't, because it would be nice to have the one that was written on that showed where we were. So here's a picture of our little room. I said our first park on this visit was the Magic Kingdom. True to form, Nicole made everyone get up at the crack of dawn so we could be at the park for the opening. Okay, this maybe wasn't the trip where they said they didn't want to come. That might be next year's trip. Our efforts were rewarded. We saw all 7 dwarfs in front of the train station. So, all 7 dwarfs. Very hard picture to find. Probably the last time I made us do park opening. And obviously I had to buy the picture. It couldn't have been PhotoPass, because this would have been the photo envelope that we bought the picture in. So I don't know if I was buying pictures at this time. It was before PhotoPass. At some point, I think I talk about PhotoPass. So we'll see. But yeah, it has the copyright Disney. I don't know. So here we are, 2005. Again, 10 by 12 papers and just a strip. So much for my black pages. All the Disney parks are celebrating the 50th year of the castle. Of Disneyland, Cinderella's castle got a golden star-studded makeover for the occasion. I did a bunch of close-ups of some of the fun things that they did. These are the zesty geometric shortcuts. And I did actually put a piece of dark purple under here, but you don't really even see it. So there's dark purple under the shortcuts, but I could have just put the little border and left it black. Every visit our family makes has to include at least one trip on Buzz Lightyear, your Space Ranger spin. None of us can come close to beating Princeton's high score, which is over 100,000, but we haven't given up yet. We get better. This was a non-CM sticker from back in the day. And I don't know what this card is. I said, this might have the number that had our card on it. Your picture's always taken during the ride. We don't always remember when. So they seem much more prepared than we did. Tomorrowland Transit Authority, they've thankfully renamed this to the People Mover, which is a lot fewer things to say. It's a great way to see all of the Tomorrowland sites or use up time as you wait for a fast pass. We didn't realize as we got in the cars, Alex and Katie would leave us. They were in a separate car and they zoomed on ahead of us. Then the Tea Party, Michelle loves it and she's always glad when somebody will ride with her because I will not. This was a paper from a, non-Disney paper pack collection, non-CM Disney authorized paper pack. Here's Small World, and I wrote the lyrics to the Small World song. I said it had a major refurbishment last year. It's great to be able to ride it again. See how sparkly clean it is. We especially like the new clock in the loading area, which is a new addition to the Walt Disney World version of the attraction. All right, so this is a fun layout. If you saw my last album, you saw where I did a cutout page. Here I also did a cutout page, something I don't do a lot. Whoa. Look how fun that is to have a cutout. This was more of a thing, I think, back in the day than it is now. But I think it turned out really cute and I need to do it again. This way I got this picture of them on both layouts. And so I did all my journaling on this page. And then I was able to fit lots of pictures on this side. And this clock part was new. And it's white. It's all white and gold. But since then, they've painted it in pastel colors, and it's very pretty. Cinderellabration. The Cinderellabration show is a princess lover's dream. So this was the CM princess pack. Again, my trusty decorative border, black pages. Some corner rounding. We don't usually eat at the same restaurant 2 visits in a row, but Alex and Katie were not with us on our most recent trip and requested the Crystal Palace for lunch so we could see Pooh and the Friends. All right. Do you journal in your albums? I am getting distracted reading the journaling on these layouts. I said at the Crystal Palace, the characters take turns coming around to the tables. When Eeyore came by, he stole a roll off Michelle's plate. She thought that was really funny and made up a little song, Eeyore Took My Roll, to the tune of Farmer in the Dell. I would never have remembered that, but it's cute and it's a fun memory. So if you have memories like that, I will write them in my phone. If something funny happens, I write it in my phone so that when I go to do the journaling later, I can find it. Maybe even take a screenshot of it after you've journaled it so that you remember that you wrote something. Here again, just super shortcuts. And I'm seeing right here that they're pieced together. So I don't know if this was like for a 7x7 album. It might have been a 7x7 album. And I made it work for a 12x12. So Tom Sawyer Island, I said we rode on a ferry boat and they had the whole island to explore. And I just did some striped paper and cut with I think that was one of those zigzag rulers that we had. And I just cut the little pointy edges and made a little faux fence right there. Big Thunder Mountain. Hopefully none of the people over on Tom Sawyer Island were shooting at Alex and Katie as they braved the runaway mine train. So there they are. Just some torn paper. I think that turned out really cute. There's the geyser. I said here that I don't ride Splash Mountain, but I have a system to get the perfect drop photo. This time the system failed when some jerk stopped right in front of her camera at the exact moment the boat dropped. It was the most un-Disney event of Nicole's trip. It was this guy right here. He stopped right in front of me when I needed to get that picture, and they're right there. I got the back of their heads. And apparently I didn't buy the picture from this one. Pirates of the Caribbean. This was a piece of matte paper. Easy enough. Our first time to ever meet Wendy. Playing in the gift shop is almost as fun as riding through the attraction. So again, I hope you're seeing just how simple these layouts are. Like this one, nothing, just titles. I wrote Spectro in white, Magic in colors, because the parade floats go back and forth between colored and white. I did love Spectro Magic, and I wrote that. We didn't discover the trick about the lights until the end of the parade. Nicole can't wait to watch it again now that we know. And then wishes. This is some vellum. I said we staked out the perfect spot to watch Tinkerbell, but for some reason she didn't fly. So instead we had a huge tree blocking our view of most of the fireworks. Oh, well. But only 4. Disney, they don't have housekeepers. They're called mousekeepers. It's always fun to get back to your room and find animal friends arranged cozily on the beds. So we had lots of fun with mousekeeping magic. All right, having a ball at the dig site. Again, I'm not doing much decorative. These are just pictures and stickers. So if you are new to scrapbooking or you're overwhelmed by scrapbooking, you know what? Just put your pictures on a page, throw a couple little embellishments, and journal. Anything you can think of, and you're going to love it. I am loving looking at these and remembering the story of the time that we went on this Disney trip. It's really okay without these elaborate layouts and stuff that we do now. This was fun. We rented one of these little paddle boats. One of the conditions the big kids put on this Disney trip was that we wouldn't go nonstop in the park. So maybe that was the one. So all day on Thursday, we did fun things around the hotel. We went down to the marina to rent a pedal boat. By the time we got all decked out in our life jackets, the thought of having to pedal the boat just didn't sound fun. And it wasn't. It was really hot and hard to pedal, and we lasted about 5 minutes. So then I said we turned in the pedal boat and traded it for a water mouse speedboat. It was still hot, but going fast cools you off. Both Alex and Katie got a chance to drive during our 30-minute rental. We felt very safe with the Disney lifeguards watching over us. The water mouse was a very fun toy, and we'll probably rent one again. Oh, was this the Animal Kingdom? Oh, okay. Haha. We have never been to the Animal Kingdom Lodge, much less stayed there. But Nicole has heard great things about the restaurant Boma at the hotel. All right. This is 2005. Today, 2024, Boma is my favorite restaurant on the planet. I love Boma. We eat there every single Disney trip. I can't believe I hadn't eaten there yet. But we apparently just went over to... Oh, I guess we went to Boma. Because then I said after our very yummy dinner, we took time to explore the lobby. And the hotel is surrounded by a savanna area with free-roaming animals. It was very cool. So this is some vellum paper. You see I have the giraffe print, and then I had like a vellum over the top. I like how that turned out. The speckle, I kind of I put it over all the black. But I had this speckly vellum. Go me, using vellum. It's hard to use vellum. I still struggle with vellum. Downtown Disney. After our dinner at Boma, we had time to go look around at Downtown Disney. We always have to stop at the Lego store. But it started raining, so we made a mad dash to the huge World of Disney store. We browsed around, then went back to our hotel. And I just love this with the colors. They don't really match. I mean, she has pink and yellow in here, but I love pink and yellow, my 2 favorite colors. So that's how I chose what to use. And I like this. This one, it's interesting because I put the tears together in the middle. This one, I only tore one side and I have a straight line there, but I think it works. I love the colors. I think this is a fun page. Obviously ran these pieces of vellum like through my Xyron, so they're completely sticky on the back so that there's no adhesive to show because the whole thing is adhesive. This is one of my favorite layouts I've ever done. Way back in the day, it was with my Sizzix. I have this alphabet that was a shadow layer, so I cut, the pieces for that. Also with the Sizzix, I had a spooky tree and the leaves. And so I mimicked kind of the Disney's Animal Kingdom. It took a lot, and there's no pictures on this whole page. But I had this giant 8x10. I said, we let ourselves sleep in after a night in the town, headed over to Animal Kingdom. We asked a stranger to take our photo, and his wife jumped in the picture. I told her she'd make it in the scrapbook. So wouldn't it be funny if this person is a scrapbooker? I'm going to hold that up. Let's see if it will focus. Anyway, you know who that girl is. Have her contact me because that would be so fun to find out who she was. So thank you to random stranger who took our photo on a film camera when it was photo bombing was a little less fun because, I have 2 pictures of that. But thankfully she didn't photobomb us till after the first picture. Festival of the Lion King. Look at that. I have 4 pictures of the Festival of the Lion King. Now I take like 400. Pocahontas and her forest friends. We barely made it to this show. Ended up having to stand in the back of the theater. They don't even have this anymore. I don't even know where the theater is that they used to do this. But it was kind of fun. Look, colors of the wind, some leaves. Forest friends. Tarzan Rocks. The first time we saw this show, we didn't like it much, but Alex and Katie weren't with us. They wanted to see the rollerblading monkey, so we tried again. This time we really enjoyed the show, especially the aerial ballet with Tarzan and Jane. So you can see how athletic Tarzan is. A loincloth is unforgiving. Ain't that the truth? So apparently I liked it a lot better the second time around because, you know, last time when I saw it, I said Tarzan doesn't rock. So I guess I can see why people were sad that it went away for Nemo. Tattoos don't really seem to fit the Disney experience yet. They have several fake tattoo booths there. Michelle begged. This is a recurring topic in our Disney trips. So we let her get a baby Cinderella and Alex got a snake. Katie resisted peer pressure. At Animal King, we like to watch the progress of Expedition Everest, explore at the kid stops, and play the drums in Africa. We never have time to do everything we would like to. I do love Animal Kingdom. Flights of Wonder show is one of our new favorites. This must have been the time that I got picked to go up on stage, and we didn't have phones, so nobody else could take my picture, but I got picked to go up there, raised my hand, and I got to go up and sit on the stage, and I got to take this picture. So there's my family sitting in the audience, and I got that awesome picture of the owl in flight, and I got a magical moment certificate for being in the Flights of Wonder. This is the bench I sat on. I wrote no picture of me because, you know, I was the one with the camera. Dinoland, again, a purchase picture, I think. Just Alex, because everyone else thinks it's too loud. And then Triceratops Spin, which was Michelle's favorite ride. It's kind of like Dumbo, but there wasn't a line. There's not a line anymore for Dumbo, but there used to be a really long line, and Triceratops didn't have one. Then we went to dinner at the Rainforest Cafe. Unlike the Rainforest Cafe at Downtown Disney, this one accepts reservations, so we didn't have to wait. That's nice. Oh, this is a cute picture of her with this big giant stuffed flower. Apparently I was strong because I didn't buy it. For dessert, we splurged on the volcano. Brownies, ice cream, hot fudge, and caramel sauce, topped with the whipped cream and a sparkly pick in the top. So that was fun. So, Rainforest Cafe. Went back to the pool. There was a small pool in the courtyard of our building that we had to try out, even though it had been raining most of the evening. Katie had had enough, so got put on camera duty. So yay, there I am in a picture. So you see I'm doing a kind of a mixture of stickers and Sizzix and lots of really simple pages, but I'm having fun looking at this picture. I don't know if you guys are having as much fun. You'll have to let me know, because I have scrapbooks going back. I started scrapbooking in like the 90s, and so I can go way, way back. This 2005, I don't know when I completed this book. Maybe I should start writing the date that I finished the album in the back. But, you know, my style is different. But I've had people tell me now that they feel like they couldn't scrapbook because it's too complicated. It's too overwhelming. But this isn't overwhelming, I don't think. I think this, if you're just getting started, you know, hopefully some of these layouts will show you that you don't have to be super fancy. This is on the bridge here. We joined a group of other guests watching an alligator swimming back and forth under the bridge. He didn't mind people watching him, but would not hold still for a photo. Well, it's pitch black, so okay. We hadn't planned to go to the Disney MGM studios. We decided to add one more day. Between the heat and the crowds, we were having a little trouble feeling the Disney magic, but we're so glad we stayed. This is where our trip got magical. Alex was thrilled to find out that the Power Rangers have started meeting with guests at MGM. We carefully planned our day so we'd get to do all the things we wanted and still get to see the Power Rangers. So I journaled on vellum, both of these, and I used a strip of vellum adhesive behind, and you can see it. You can see the vellum adhesive through, but I kind of did it on purpose, and because I did the whole long strip, it acts as like a little stripe. So, you know, just another thing for vellum. And then, of course, I tried to do the, you know, whole Mike Wazowski thing. And again, I wish I could remember when they started doing the photo pass. Did I like buy all these pictures? Did I go to the front and pay for them? I don't know. Went to the Beauty and the Beast. This has become one of our favorite shows at Disney, especially when we get to see the pre-show 4 for $1, a fun warm-up act a cappella sing group. they're gone. They don't sing anymore. I love the live entertainment, and that was very fun, but love the Beauty and the Beast show. It always makes me cry. So here I said the worst part of our trip happened here when the camera slipped off the bench and the lens broke. Luckily, we still had an intact telephoto lens for the show, but my little lens broke. I was heartbroken, like worst day ever. And there's probably a place in Orlando I could have gone and bought a new lens, but I was in Hollywood Studios. They don't sell camera lenses. So as you can see here, we kind of come through here. My camera wasn't focusing right. You know, it was still working kind of okay. This one, again, I used this in the last layout with just the kind of swirlies in the silver and gold metallic, little dots and stars. It's super cute. And I hand wrote my title. I didn't even do stickers or Sizzix or anything, but it's cute, right? And then the Power Rangers, they came out. I didn't journal anything. I need to journal. They came out on this little float, and oh my goodness. So I found this logo online, printed it out. They came out on the little float. We got to see them. And I think I had gone to see if I could buy a disposable camera. They still sold disposable cameras back then. I had gone off to buy a disposable camera, not realizing this was their last meet and greet of the day. This has got to be journaled. But I don't know, because maybe this was, I don't know. But no pictures of Alex with the Power Rangers. So we were sad. The newest attraction, Light Motors Action, which is now gone. It's fun behind the scenes. The red car is the hero. The black cars represent the bad guys. So we watched that. And obviously my telephoto lens is working because I got lots of good shots, but my regular lens was not. And then the parade. Okay, Katie had bought it. I said it's a good thing Katie had bought the disposable camera to try and catch the Power Rangers, because without it, all our parade shots would be blurry. We did manage to see most of the Rangers as they came through at the parade. So obviously I need to go back and do this journaling. I must have waited till I could get this image, and I don't know, but see, this is like a huge part of our story. And because I didn't write it down, gosh, I hope my kids can help me remember. All right. So here's a whole bunch of journaling. We had dinner reservations for the 50s Primetime Cafe, which is a fun place themed around a TV mom's kitchen. Think June Cleaver. We waited a few minutes in the living room before our table was ready. And I say we were seated at one of the tables. Our server came up and he got acquainted, and we mentioned to him that our dad was overseas with the military. And it turns out that our server's dad was also affiliated with the Department of Defense. He was leaving for Iraq. And we had a nice visit, and we're surprised at how much time he spent with us. We also took his advice and tried the peanut butter and jelly milkshake, which is very, very yummy. Our first time for the peanut butter and jelly milkshake. Again, not our last. As we were eating our dinner, our server brought the manager of the restaurant over. She was an Air Force brat and had a brother who'd been killed in Iraq. We immediately liked both of them and felt a connection with them through our shared military ties. All right, lots of journaling. I used the lined, I think these were lined pages, actually. So Lori asked us about our day in the park. We told her our only disappointment experience was not getting to meet the Power Rangers. She says, I might be able to do something about that. Let me see, and left us. Soon she was back that she was not able to track down the Power Rangers, though she had tried. And then she asked if we were planning to go to Fantasmic. I said we were planning to go to the late show. She said, nope, you're going to the 9 o'clock show. I'm going to set you up with reserved seating. Then after the show, you need to go down to the front of the theater, and one of the managers will meet you and take you backstage for a private meet and greet with some of the characters from the show. So this is our little card that she gave us. She also I said she wasn't done yet. When it was time for us to pay for our dinner, she told us she'd taken our drinks and dessert off the bill. Then she brought us our Fantasmic reserved seating pass and said she had one more request of us. She gave us a special coupon, told us to take the coupon to any of the Disney gift shops and pick out matching Happiest Celebration on Earth t-shirts to wear for our meet and greet. Then she asked us to please come back after the show to tell us about who we got to meet. So we went to Fantasmic. The reserved seating is usually only for guests who bought the dinner package, but it saves hours of waiting. Story of the show, Mickey's having a nightmare. Some of this is Disney. Since this is Disney, good always overcomes evil, and all the Disney stars come out to join the celebration. And then here's that same picture from the front. Again, the broken camera. Lori didn't know ahead of time which characters we would get to meet, so we were thrilled to go with the manager and find Mickey in a tuxedo, Belle, Pinocchio, Jasmine, Aladdin. Spent about 10 minutes. Belle talked to Michelle about her favorite things, books, and left a lipstick print in our autograph book. Aladdin asked Alex if the two of them share a nickname, Al, which they do. Mickey doesn't speak, of course, but he communicated with Leo enough for Leo to know that Mickey was sending his best wishes to Princeton as he was away serving the country. All the characters asked us to say hi to Princeton for him. When our visit with the characters was over, we went back into the Phantasmic Amphitheater to head toward the exit. We overheard Leo say, "Okay, we are done with our VIPs," and then realized an amazing thing. All of the guests waiting in line for the 10:30 show were kept out of the amphitheater until we were done. Thousands of people literally waited an extra 10 minutes in line because we weren't done. That was incredible discovery. This was our magic moment. My camera was broken. My photo is blurry. I would not trade these blurry photos for anything in the world. And I'm so glad that I wrote the journaling. So glad. Please, please, if you have something to journal. I wrote a letter to Disney. I don't know where it is, but I left a note that I'm going to put a copy of the letter that we sent in to Disney about that. And then we also, they published our letter in their theme park newsletter. And I do have a copy of that somewhere. I don't know why I didn't put that in. All right, our last day, we had time to go eat breakfast with Mary Poppins at 1900 Park Fair. We're so excited to see that one of Mary Poppins' friends is now Cinderella, who Michelle had wanted to meet. End page. Again, not done. 2005. So, you know, I tell you sometimes I don't show you videos because my albums aren't done. Apparently this is why. So this album tells a story, you know, especially these last couple pages. You know, I've told my kids someday when I'm dead, I don't care what they do with all of these albums, but I promise they're going to save these pages because this tells a story. What a fantastic story it tells. And thank you to Kelly for asking me to do an album flip through so that I would pull this out and be reminded of this happy, happy memory. And Lori, who became our very good friend. We saw her on many, many more Disney trips for the whole time that she worked at Disney World for many, many years. So if I do some more album flip throughs of future Disney trips, you may see her again. So I've been busted with my not quite finished albums, but you know what? I will take this much over having not done any of it all. So I got one more album left in our series from 2005, and I'll be back with that one in a couple of days just to give us all a break from having to watch all of my album flip throughs all at once because I can't go any faster than I do. All right. Thanks for watching. See you soon.